So I will start out by saying that at the age of 16, I started dating a guy, and we stayed together for quite some time. We were together for 23 years. In March of 2017, I filed for a divorce, or 2018, I filed for a divorce. He owned his own business, and in 2010, a year after our son was born, his company was pushing and pulling in $900,000 a year. And when the money started coming in, so did the women, so did the drugs, so did everything else. In 2010, the domestic violence started. So my kids saw 95% of it. I've had cat litter dumped on me, dirty cat litter boxes dumped on me in the middle of the night. I've had cigarettes put out on me. I've had drinks poured out on me. He picked me up one time and threw me on the coffee table and split the glass coffee table in half. And in November, as me and my two kiddos were driving down the road, just driving, stopped at a red light, and she's like, she made the statement. She was...
Your daughter?
Yeah, she was 11 at the time. Said, you do realize he's going to eventually kill you, right? And I'm like, who? What are you talking about? She's like, Dad, he's going to eventually kill you. And it's like, I knew that I had to get out of this situation, but until you're in that situation, you're scared to stay for fear of what will happen, but you're also scared to leave for fear of what was happening, because as soon as I told him, like after she told me that was my ticket. Like I knew God was trying to tell me, no, it's time to get out before, like she said, before he killed me. So 3 years ago, I told myself that this was the tattoo, that I was going to get a tattoo that said stay strong, because through it all, my kids saw 95% of it. And in 2017, I finally had him arrested for domestic violence. The last 2 years, I've been off and on with a guy that, it was just off and on, but I had issues with dating somebody else, and it wasn't anything he was doing. It was just that issue of, can I do this again? Because I was scared to get into another relationship. And the trust. And this is kind of his story, but he's a former addict, years in his 20s, and he relapsed. And as soon as I knew it intuitively, like I knew that something wasn't right. We quit talking and everything, and I knew something was wrong. Anyways, once I talked to him, he was like, I need to get into a rehab. So he is now at a rehab here in Birmingham. It's a 9-month program, and he is doing well. So the Stay Strong was part of coming out of the domestic violence domestic abuse situation, as well as staying strong with him being down there. When I had it put on, and the guy put it on, I said, I want it right here. And he said, but that's going to be backwards to everybody. And I'm like, it's a daily reminder for me to stay strong, not only for myself, but for my 2 kids.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because mine faces me as well. And that's one thing Michael's learned with a bunch of tattoos is placement is almost just as important as like the message that you put on, because is the message for you, or is the message, because he's interviewed some that like it is facing outward, or wherever they place it, they want other people to see it.
But mine, I just needed mine to be facing me, so that pretty much every morning and every time I look down, I know it's a daily reminder for me to stay strong. I mean, it really is. So that's why to stay strong.
Yeah.
You know, I had to stay strong through it all. So.
And that's a message you want for your kids too.
Yes.
How have your kids been?
My kids are
strong.
180-degree turnaround. I'm not afraid to tell my story, because one day I'm going to tell my story to somebody, and they're going to be in the same situation I was in.
Right.
Because as many people as I've talked to at my church, it's amazing how many people that finally realized my parents didn't even know that I was going through what I was going through, because I hid it from them.
Right.
But there's so many people that I've talked to, and they're like, oh, my sister or my best friend or my mom, somebody has gone through it, and you would never know it, you know?
Yeah.
you would never have any clue.